Hello everyone, I hope you are having a great day today. Merciless Vaughn here, back with another Bleach Brave Souls video, and in this one we are 3 days away from the 10th anniversary of Bleach Brave Souls. So now we're just going to show some gameplay of the 7th anniversary units to continue our countdown videos. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you're new to the channel or you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get to 550 subscribers. Now, with all that said, let us go ahead and get started. So first things first, we'll take a quick look at the 7th anniversary Ichigo here. He is a mind unit with 2 killers, Soul Reaper and a Ranker. My Ichigo is maxed out and I will be showcasing him, max transcendent. Soul trait, strong attack recharge time minus 14%. He's a ranged unit with paralysis and weakening on all of his attacks. Innovator, Sprinter, and Havoc are his innate skills. The rest, he has a 40% Berserker. He's immune to all status elements that is shared. This is the first character to introduce this shared status element resistant, so that's fun fact. Frenzy, Bombardment, Defibrillator +5, Sharpshooter hit enemies, and the status element spiritual pressure boost is at 80%. So yeah, overall a pretty good character, really good. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the attribute power-ups here. Actually, let's look at the bonuses that I'm going to be getting. Let's see, the Berserker is 40% in the skills, but 42% because the attribute power-ups. Then we can take a look at what else was getting affected. No, I think that's just pretty much it. The just a Berserker really here. So there's that. Let's just go ahead and make the build, and I'll just bring you guys along with me here. Just the same accessories I've been using over the past few videos, and honestly the past few years I've been covering the game really have all been the same accessories. But except as of recently, until they introduced this gold you can dispenser at 5-star plus. They basically got rid of the negative focus part of this accessory and just gave us, just the extra stats without any negatives to them. I didn't put the character links on here. Character links are just going to be some strong attack reduction and full stamina damage boost links. So we can go ahead and throw those on there. And bonus abilities, they will be the full stamina damage boost and the plus 200 SP. Alright, so let's go ahead and show some gameplay of this Ichigo. Alright, so here we are in a solo inheritance trial. Well, it's not a solo inheritance trial, it's called the Inheritance Link Slot Trials. I don't know, I can never remember the name of the freaking event. But anyways, yeah, there's Quincy enemies in here, just know that, and we won't have killer, obviously, because we have the Soul Reaper and a Ranker killers. And yeah, so if you saw that, pretty much that one Stern Ritter enemy get inflicted with paralysis or weakening and just kind of got the Iron Skin removed, that is the Innovator and what does it call it, Immobilizer skill just taking effect there. That happens every 5 seconds. The enemy just can randomly, get afflicted with the status elements. And he is immune to the share and all other status elements, and that is shared. Fun fact, they actually changed the name of it recently. It wasn't called all resistance elements shared, it was just called status elements resistance shared 100%. So there is that as well. You can pretty much see it be more effective once we, just bring some other units in here. And yeah, this anniversary is just a little bit special to me because this was the first anniversary that I was able to, just be along here for while playing Bleach Brave Souls, because that was the year I started playing the game. And the characters were definitely pretty cool. They were very good. I did like the Uryu over this Ichigo just because, I don't know, it just seemed like he was just better in my opinion, though. This Ichigo was definitely good. His Soul Bomb did hit pretty hard. I just kind of like the Uryu. Now, the one crazy thing about this Ichigo is, I'll talk about it here probably because this is probably the end of the run. Oh no, we got one more. So his SA1 is a cross strong attack. It has a lot of range, but like if you kind of aim it and don't hit the enemies with like, I guess the actual cross, you won't hit them. Let me see if I can. Oh, well, the enemies in here probably aren't really strong enough to show this, actually, now that I think about it, yeah. Well, actually, that actually might have been a pretty good example. If I can aim this proper. Yeah, okay, yeah, see that right there, that example right there. So that cross strong attack won't hit enemies. Like, I don't think there's an actual, like, there's no, like, hits you can do. Well, how am I trying to explain this? But basically the enemies that are in between the attack of that cross attack won't get hit, as you just saw. See if I can actually show it again. Yeah, see right there, I put the enemy in between the cross attack right there. He wasn't able to get hit. So you actually have to try and aim the cross attacks on the enemies just to try to hit them. That strong attack was not good when it first came out, and it still isn't good to this day. Like, you throw a strong attack out, you expect to hit as many enemies as possible to, like, you know, just kind of defeat them, but that wasn't the case with that one. Alright, so we're back in here with another run, but yeah, that cross strong attack that I was talking about, it's not good at all. I mean, there's only 2 characters in the entire game, well technically 3, that have this strong attack, but they kind of redid it with a 3rd one. If you've been playing the game long enough, you probably know that already, but the Safui CN, he also has that strong attack. It's on his SA2. It's kind of like this Ichigo's, but then yeah, they just kind of stopped giving characters this because it was bad. Another character that technically has it, and I say technically because it's the 2022 Thousand Year Blood War version of the Ichigo. He has the cross strong attack, but it's more of an AoE based cross strong attack. It doesn't have the range as this Ichigo's and the Safui CNs, as you can see, but this is just kind of a lot closer, but you actually hit all the enemies inside if you just pretty much aim it. So yeah, that's pretty much it really, and we have not seen that strong attack since then, so I don't think there'll be giving characters this strong attack again. I mean, I didn't like it, but it has a lot of range, so I guess that is a benefit of it. I mean, just look, we're all the way back here and we did hit the enemies right there. So yeah, that's the good thing and the bad thing about this strong attack. And yeah, only 2 characters in the game have it. Yeah, other than besides that, yeah, his Soul Bomb definitely was one of the hardest hitting ones when he first came out. The Thousand Year Blood War Yamamoto, and I think the Seasonal Noel that was out too. They were some of like the hardest hitting Soul Bomb characters in the game. Alright, so we're going to do a couple more runs here, and I did bring some boost characters. Boost characters being the 9th Anniversary White. He is increasing mind attribute characters' movement speed by 30%. I mean, you can obviously tell the difference with the movement speed just by how fast we're going. And that again there, he is increasing mind attribute character strong attack damage by 20%. But yeah, I just also wanted to bring this in here. And the 8th Anniversary White is increasing our Soul Bomb damage by 30%, 20? I think it's 20%. Yeah, so our Soul Bomb is getting a little bit of extra boost there. But other than that, yeah, his SA2 is the Tracking Vortex, but it's definitely not as strong as like some of the other ones that we have got, like the 6th Anniversary Aizens and I guess the unit that came out a week later after him, the Thousand Year Blood War Yamamoto. I don't think it was as strong as those 2, but still pretty good nonetheless. Yeah, the whole 7th Anniversary in general was just really cool. The reveal was great. I mean, just look at how the characters are designed. You can't say that's not cool. Not to mention just the reveal and everything. Not to mention the theme song for the anniversary too was just great. And the background is pretty cool too. I like it. But yeah, even though I've been playing the game for only 3 years now, the 7th Anniversary was definitely one of my favorite anniversaries that we have gotten so far. And let's see if that changes with the 10th Anniversary. We will see. But overall, yeah, this character, he was great when he first came out, and he's still good to this day, obviously, because he's only going to be a few years old in a couple of days. Yeah, this will be the last run for the Ichigo here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm talking about there is to talk about this unit, the history of his long forgotten strong attack 1 that people just, well, I didn't like his strong attack 1. I don't know how other people felt about it. But it couldn't have been that good if only 2 characters in the game have it and they really just never gave it to any other unit. To my knowledge, I don't think there's any other unit in the game that has this kind of strong attack. Yeah, overall still really great. This is a unit that you definitely will get a lot of value of inside the like 3rd stages of the Senkaimon quest stages. He will fill the Soul Reaper slot that you need. And back then, during the 2022, when I first started playing the game, good mind characters were in rare supply. So this unit being a mind character was a great addition to that element attribute. Alright, we'll go in here, show off his Soul Bomb one more time, and move on. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 7th anniversary Uryu. He is a speed unit with 2 killers as well, the ranker and no affiliation killer. My Uryu is max Transcendent, so I will be showcasing him max Transcendent. Strong attack recharge time minus 12%. Melee unit with weakening and drain on all of his attacks. A great combination of strong attacks, in my opinion. He also does have a debuff on his Soul Bomb there. And he also does have the gauge effect. His gauge effect gives him 100% berserker and increased damage taken 50%. Fun fact, this was the first character to introduce this gauge mechanic. Another fun fact is that they just kind of increased the rate of gauge you get when just performing attacks a few months later. So he did get a slight buff to his gauge effect, so that's nice as well. Innate skill, Sprinter, Long Stride, recovers stamina 20% for your whole party. Increases the parties that are speed attribute characters strong attack damage by 20%. When you activate his gauge, he gets 30% strong attack reduction. Berserker 20%. He does have Havoc, and his Frenzy is at +2. Increased status damage chance against power attribute enemies. Guard break, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I know the Ichigo's kit does seem like a lot more, but you know, just with this, I guess at the time the new gauge effect was definitely very good and very strong, and he was able to hang in there. His Soul Bomb though definitely did not do as much damage as the Ichigo's, I will say that, but he was still a great unit overall. And so the build pretty much going to be typically the same, just, you know, different affiliation. Really going to use the cape fastener as soon as I find it right there. Going to use that, the fortification pill, and then did I ever make a speed Yuki dispenser? I did. Okay, good. If I didn't, I was going to have to make one very quickly. And then his character links will be pretty much the same, just different attribute, strong attack reduction, and full stamina damage boost links here. And his bonus abilities you already might have saw them, will be the full stamina damage boost and the plus 200 SP. Oh wait, I went over the attribute power up bonuses that in the skills, but I don't think I ever went over my stat bonuses now that I think about it. As the stat bonuses that I'm going to be getting is as shown. My characters can go up to 389, and I'm getting an extra 300 focus and SP here. My max link slot levels are 22. My max resistance slot levels are 13. And then, as you can see, you know, my links interest in this levels will only be at 10 and 20. So that is the Uryu there. Let's go ahead and see what this unit can do. Alright, so here we go. Here is the Uryu. Oh, I never showed off. Well, it doesn't matter. Do be careful. This Uryu is not immune to any status element, so be mindful of that. But the great thing about this Uryu is that he does have the increased status element chance against power attribute enemies. So as long as you're going against power attribute enemies, you will be frequently hitting your, well, I guess proccing your status elements will be the better term to use. And him with having Frenzy +2, and that just means having more hits on your strong attacks, you're even more likely to proc your status elements. So you will more than likely, most of the time, get a heal off. And then not to mention recover stamina in between stages is definitely great as well. And also just getting that 30% strong attack reduction when you activate your gauge effect is, you know, just nice as well. If your strong attacks are like you know, just about to come back up, you activate your gauge, and then, you know, they just come back very, very fast. Another thing to note about the gauge is just, it's different between NAD characters and SP characters, because, like, see, our gauge is filling up here. Just by doing normal attacks, which is great. But the thing is, once this gauge is filled on an SP unit, you can't activate your gauge with, you know, I guess whatever your NAD button is. You can only activate it by using your strong attacks, not including your soul bomb. You can just kind of much see the 3 dots right there that are kind of like replacing the SA1, 2, and 3 there. Kind of just shows the location of them. So I activated my SA1 and that did activate the gauge. If I used my SA2 or 3, it would have activated the gauge as well. But on NAD characters, you don't do that. You have to use your NAD string only to activate the gauge on there. Alright, so we're going to do a few more runs here. Now, the thing is, I won't bring any boost characters for this Uryu, mostly because there is no need. He already increases his strong attack damage by 20%, so, I mean, we don't need another character for that. There are no speed attribute characters that help increase movement speed by 30%, so, I mean, there's really no point in bringing them, so he's just going to be all alone here on his own. Not to mention, the combination of Sprinter plus 2 and Long Stride is just honestly really great. I mean, just look how we're moving across the map. I'm not worried about damage here because we'll get it back easily. I mean, see, look, that one strong attack there. I mean, we just healed off of that. So, yeah. So that's a good, just showing, like, I guess I'll take a few more hits again here and we'll just see how much damage or see how much health he gets back from taking all this damage. But they're not doing that much damage. But actually, I want to see something. Let's activate engage and see how much damage we take from these now. The last rate is definitely hitting. Yeah, so our gauge is active, and then, yeah. There's that, so we pop that one strong attack. We're back at full again. And that was really the strong thing about this unit, just the amount of healing he got. That's why I like this unit a lot better than the Ichigo, because me personally, I just like to have like characters that I play have some form of healing. If they don't, I mean, it's not anything really to like be upset over. Really, you just have to play a little bit safer with them. But you know, I just really like the survivability. Yeah, that's one thing I really liked about this unit, and there's kind of just put him above the Ichigo a little bit in most of the content. Alright, we'll do a couple more runs here, then finish up. One thing that the Ichigo did dominate is over the what am I trying to say here? The Ichigo was very good in Guild Quest. Sorry, I'm not good at speaking. Yeah, Ichigo and Guild Quest was just very, very good. Before we got very hard and nightmare difficulty Guild Quest, we pretty much had like just normal and hard Guild Quest, and in the hard Guild Quest we really didn't get that brief period of when characters were like immune to like damage and we really couldn't attack. So basically you would just pop the Ichigo Soul Bomb and it would clear all 5 waves of Guild Quest within like, I guess, a quarter of a second really. And that was just pretty much how Bleach Brave Souls was back in the day. Now that's not the case, because we have the very hard difficulty Guild Quest where we do have that brief period of they can't be damaged. And then, you know, that just pretty much put a stop to those shenanigans. Yeah, characters that did that back then were the Ichigo, the Seasonal Noel, and the 1000-Year Blood War Yamamoto. It really got insane with the 1000-Year Blood War Yamamoto. I honestly think that's why they did it, because of him. Alright, so that was some gameplay of the 7th anniversary unit. Now, by the time you're seeing this video, I'm pretty sure the Bankai Live has already like just finished already. We already know what the new characters are. We already seen gameplay of them. We already probably saw their strong attacks and stuff. Yeah, this is a video that's definitely coming out after the Bankai Live and all of that information. But yeah, so 3 days away from the anniversary, definitely exciting, can't wait. And so with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and as usual, until next time.